Hi ladies, congratulations on tackling week 3. You actually are about to get a little reprieve, which actually the past few classes that I've had, they haven't had an extra week for writing, so you're very lucky in that sense. But you're going to notice that your next due date is not until the 29th of November and then the 1st of December. So you get the opportunity to get a good chunk of your drafting done. You're going to see that you have an initial draft peer review submission and an initial draft submission with instructor feedback. You are able to upload the same exact draft for both assignments. So don't think that you have to add more to one than the other. You're going to upload the same document but 2 times. The idea is that your peers get to give you feedback and get to have an understanding of how you're organizing your paper and possibly even give you some pointers or constructive criticism as well as I do. But the initial draft submission from me or for me is only going to be between you and I. So only you'll be able to see those comments, whereas the other peer review, your classmates get to engage. I just want to make a couple of statements about the submission, and I hope I don't forget anything here. But number 1 is you have the extra week, so use it. If you do no writing with your week off, consider it a loss. You should be getting down as many of your ideas as you possibly can. While you can technically submit an outline and still get credit, it is in my professional opinion that students who submit an actual draft rather than an outline usually have far less questions towards the end of the session. So it is I'm encouraging you to make sure that even if it's in your opinion sloppy or confusing, get your sentences down for your first draft. Get as many of your ideas down as you possibly can. And then allow your peers to give you some criticism or suggestions. It can be a little uncomfortable at times when we have to give feedback to someone's paper, but something that I coach soccer and I tell my soccer players is work hard during your practices and apologize afterwards for pushing so hard. And I suggest that you do the same for peer editing each other's work. Be polite, but be honest. If something doesn't sound right, or you want more clarification, or the evidence doesn't match with the explanation, tell your peer, tell her, because in the end, it's only going to strengthen her paper. If I were to read a paper and see a ton of mistakes and not make suggestions, then that would be my fault. I would have to take responsibility for the fact that I didn't point out those issues so that my friend could fix the problem later on. So I hope that makes sense. I always get a little stuttery, I guess, when I am talking about the peer edits, but be polite, but be honest. You want them to be honest for you, you should be honest for your peers. If you feel as though you're having a hard time with the constructive criticism, email me and I'll give you some pointers and we can do it together. If you could aim to have your initial draft submitted early enough so that people can actually give you feedback in the allotted time, that would be wonderful. So like I said, the due date is technically the 1st. If you can get it submitted earlier than that so that your peers can engage, that would be fantastic. There's a Prezi presentation, so let me know if you have any difficulties seeing that. But this is pretty much the opportunity for you to get a good chunk of your paper down. I like to compare writing a paper to building an ice sculpture with a toothpick. And sometimes you're just going to scrape away little bits, and some days you're going to get big chunks, and some days the sculpture is going to be really super clear, and some days it's just going to still look like a block of ice. But this is your time to take some big chunks out of this paper, get your ideas down, work on your introduction, start putting your evidence in, start organizing your thoughts. Boy, I hope that wasn't confusing because now I'm worried. It was. You can email me. I've been speaking to a lot of you one-on-one, and it's been great, and it's really lovely to get to know you through emails and messages. So hopefully I've been answering all of your questions as clearly as I possibly can. I'm currently working on grading your annotated bibliographies. I'm taking my time with it to make sure that the APA format is accurate. So just give me a couple extra seconds. If I have any serious concerns, I'll email you directly, but those should be graded within the next couple of days. I'm partway done with those. Okay, if I haven't been confusing, great. If I have just made your head spin, I apologize. And please reach out to me and let me know. But really long story short and recap, get a ton of drafting done. Don't submit an outline. Aim to not submit an outline for your initial draft submission. When you're doing your peer editing, be honest, be thoughtful, help your peers. And please try and submit them as soon as you can before the due date, at the very least the initial draft peer review, so that your peers actually has time to grade and give you feedback. I'm here if you need anything, and I will talk to you shortly. Again, you're crushing it, and congratulations.